Welcome to the Second Annual Chicago Harris Alumni Awards celebration. We're delighted to honor those very special individuals as they've made their impact in the spirit of Chicago Harris. I'd like to Lisa to come up and accept the Rising Star Award.
Innovation can only happen if policy paves the way. I call this Pollivation, policymaking that promotes innovation, and innovators working hand in hand with policymakers. Now, my idea for this was inspired partly by the forward-thinking focus on policy and free markets here at the Harris School. And we're seeing the need for Pollivation very clearly in the drone space right now. Now, when I first started working for President Obama, almost 8 years, or more than 8 years ago now, drones were but a blip on the radar. Now, they are everywhere. And the policy making to govern their use is happening now. We've just hit the tip of the iceberg in terms of seeing what the capabilities of drones are, and I think at least that it's very exciting. But for the industry to succeed, we need to use them in a way that wins the public's trust and protects its interests. And that's where policymakers have very important work to do. It's a fascinating time. Who knows what's next? Maybe flying cars? What's amazing about the Harris School education is that it gave me the tools to succeed and to work on whatever groundbreaking issues come our way. So thank you again for having me and for giving me the tools to succeed. I will forever be appreciative to the Harris School. Thank you.
Hillary, please join me to accept the Career Achievement Award.
It's hard for me to believe that it's been 30 years since I stepped foot on the University of Chicago campus. My parents had always told us to follow your passions, and your passions will lead you on a path in life. So I was thrilled when I was accepted at the Harris School. It was my first choice. I arrived, I spent 2 amazing years there, and then I moved back to the West Coast and entered into almost a 30-year career now in high-tech companies. I joined a wonderful company called Oracle Corporation. It was a startup. It was a $100 million company when I joined. I was 23 years old. The average age was 24. Now just think about that for a minute. I had no credentials to be there other than the unbelievable rigor and the confidence that Chicago gave me. And when I think back to what I experienced at this school, what it taught me, the Socratic method that Chicago espouses and really requires of all of its students set me up so beautifully to live in Silicon Valley in a world where it's all about reinventing the rules.
It's my pleasure to recognize your many accomplishments and your legacy of public service here in Chicago and far beyond. John McCarter.
We as a community have made a number of mistakes in functionalizing our perspective on the world. We've taken narrow perspectives. I think oftentimes we've ignored history and geography. And I think oftentimes we have failed in our ability to integrate all of these different functional parts of expertise in an overall understanding of an issue. So I really want to talk about Irving Harris. We scanned this great University of Chicago with its college and with its wonderful graduate schools and said there is something that is missing, and it is public policy. So forming initially the Committee on Public Policy Studies, and now the school adding the missing ingredient. So now back to public policy and the lessons that I think Irving's thinking would help us with. Assembling the best possible team, moving early with parallel approaches to opportunity, basing solutions on solid science and economics, and identifying and adding the missing ingredients. This is a wonderful legacy that this man has given all of us. Dean Diermeyer, welcome to the Midway, and it is a great privilege to be here tonight. Thank you.